Is plastic a blessing or a curse for modern society? In this episode of Consumer Times, we dive deep into the plastic paradox. While plastic has revolutionized healthcare, food preservation, and countless industries, its improper disposal has created one of the biggest environmental crises of our time. We explore both sides of the plastic debate and provide you with practical precautions for responsible plastic use. From understanding which plastics are safer to learning proper disposal methods, this video gives you the knowledge to make informed choices as a consumer. Hello and welcome back to Consumer Times, where we empower you with knowledge to make better consumer choices. Today, we're tackling one of the most controversial materials of modern times, plastic. Is it a revolutionary blessing that has transformed human civilization, or is it a dangerous curse destroying our planet? The answer, as we'll discover, is far more nuanced than you might think. Before we deep dive into the subject, please give your valuable comments, like, share and subscribe to motivate us. Let's start with an uncomfortable truth. Plastic has been nothing short of miraculous for human progress. When we think about plastic, we often picture disposable water bottles and shopping bags littering our oceans. But the reality is that plastic has saved countless lives and made modern society possible. In the medical field, sterile plastic syringes, IV bags, and surgical equipment have revolutionized healthcare, making procedures safer and more accessible. Plastic packaging extends the shelf life of food, reducing spoilage and helping feed billions of people worldwide. In fact, food wrapped in plastic can last up to 10 times longer than unwrapped food, significantly reducing food waste, which is itself a major environmental problem. Beyond healthcare and food preservation, plastic has enabled technological advancement in ways we often take for granted. The smartphone in your pocket, the computer you work on, and the vehicle you drive all contain essential plastic components that make them lighter, more efficient, and more affordable. Plastic insulation in homes and buildings improves energy efficiency, reducing heating and cooling costs. Lightweight plastic parts in vehicles improve fuel efficiency, actually reducing carbon emissions. The versatility, durability, and cost-effectiveness of plastic have democratized access to products and services that were once available only to the wealthy. However, and this is a massive however, the same properties that make plastic so useful have created an environmental catastrophe. Plastic's durability means it doesn't biodegrade naturally. Instead, it breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces called microplastics, which now contaminate our oceans, soil, air, and even our bodies. Scientists have found microplastics in human blood, lungs, and even placentas. Marine life suffers tremendously, with millions of seabirds, fish, and marine mammals dying each year from plastic ingestion or entanglement. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch, a floating mass of plastic debris twice the size of Texas, stands as a monument to our disposable culture. The problem isn't plastic itself. The problem is how we use it and, more critically, how we dispose of it. We've created a linear economy where plastic products are made, used briefly, and then discarded without proper consideration for their end-of-life journey. Only about 9% of all plastic ever produced has been recycled. The rest sits in landfills, pollutes our environment, or is incinerated, releasing toxic chemicals into the atmosphere. This is where responsible consumer behavior becomes absolutely crucial. So what precautions should we take while using plastic? First and foremost, embrace the principle of refuse, reduce, reuse, and recycle, in that order. Refuse single-use plastics whenever possible. Carry reusable shopping bags, water bottles, and coffee cups. These small changes, when adopted by millions of consumers, create massive impact. When you must use plastic, choose wisely. Learn to read plastic identification codes, those little numbers inside the recycling triangle. Plastics numbered 1 and 2, such as PET and HDPE, are generally safer and more recyclable than others. Avoid plastics numbered 3, 6, and 7 when possible, as these can contain harmful chemicals like BPA and pH phthalates. Never microwave food in plastic containers unless they're specifically labeled as microwave safe, as heat can cause chemicals to leach into your food. Similarly, avoid storing hot foods or acidic foods like tomato sauce in plastic containers. Replace old, scratched plastic food storage containers, as damaged plastic is more likely to release harmful substances. When it comes to children's products, be extra cautious. Look for BPA-free labels on bottles, sippy cups, and toys. Better yet, opt for glass or stainless steel alternatives when feeding infants and young children. Proper disposal is equally critical. Rinse plastic containers before recycling to prevent contamination of the recycling stream. Check your local recycling guidelines, as not all plastics are accepted in all programs. Bottle caps, plastic bags, and styrofoam often require special recycling processes and shouldn't be mixed with regular recyclables. Many grocery stores now accept plastic bags for specialized recycling. Take advantage of these programs rather than throwing bags in your household recycling bin, where they can jam sorting machinery. Consider participating in or organizing community cleanup drives. This not only removes existing plastic pollution but also raises awareness about the problem. Support businesses that use sustainable packaging and hold corporations accountable for their plastic footprint. Remember, companies respond to consumer demand. When we collectively choose products with minimal or recyclable packaging, manufacturers will adapt. Education is another powerful tool. Teach children about responsible plastic use from an early age. Make it a family challenge to reduce plastic consumption each month. Track your plastic waste for a week and you'll be amazed at how much accumulates. This awareness naturally leads to behavior change. Look for plastic alternatives. Bamboo toothbrushes, beeswax food wraps, bar shampoos, and refillable cleaning products are just a few examples of innovative alternatives flooding the market. Finally, advocate for systemic change. Individual action matters, but we also need better policies and infrastructure. Support extended producer responsibility laws that make manufacturers responsible for the entire life cycle of their products. Push for improved recycling infrastructure in your community. Demand that governments invest in waste management systems, especially in developing countries where plastic pollution is most severe. The truth is that we cannot eliminate plastic from modern life overnight, nor should we necessarily try to. Plastic serves critical functions that save lives and improve quality of life. However, we can and must transform our relationship with plastic. We need to move from a disposable mentality to a circular economy where plastic is valued, reused, and properly managed throughout its life cycle. As informed consumers, we have the power to drive this change through our daily choices. Remember, at Consumer Times, we believe that knowledge is power. By understanding both the benefits and dangers of plastic, and by taking practical precautions in our daily lives, we can enjoy the advantages of this remarkable material while minimizing its environmental impact. The solution isn't to demonize plastic. It's to use it responsibly, dispose of it properly, and demand better alternatives and systems. What steps will you take today to reduce your plastic footprint? Share your ideas in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Consumer Times for more content that empowers you to make informed consumer choices. Together, we can create a more sustainable future. Until next time, stay informed, stay responsible, and keep consuming consciously.